It's summer, Star Wars Land is opening, and I can't go. So I'm bringing Star Wars Land into my backyard. Are you excited about your new Cornhole game?
Yeah. Yeah.
Check that out.
Oh, it's so good.
Can you believe it? You guys helped me make that?
I actually can't believe it.
Today we're showing you how to build cornhole boards, and we're gonna personalize them with Star Wars droids, BB-8 and R2-D2. So do you think it would be fun to paint our Darth Vader board? Tell us in the comments, yes or no. Welcome back to Remodelaholics. I'm Justin, and these are my helpers.
Back there somewhere.
Today's video is part of the DIY Mommy's Outdoor DIY Challenge. So be sure to check out the playlist at the end of the video to see other great outdoor projects. So to start off, I'm taking a single sheet of plywood and cut the two deck pieces out. They're going to be 24 inches wide by 48 inches long. So the next thing I'm going to do is rip all my side and top and bottom pieces to width. And then I'm going to line them all up together and cut them all to length at once on the miter saw. So you can see here I used the clamp to hold them all together as I cut them, and that was really helpful. Now I'm going to cut the legs to length. After I cut the legs to length, I'm going to cut one end at an angle, and this will set the deck at the right angle for playing the game. Now I'm going to mark out where the hole is going to go, and the bolt is going to hold the leg to the game board. I'm centering the hole on the top end of the leg. This way this leg will be able to pivot, so when you're not playing the game you can fold the leg up and store it flat. We're going to hang these on the wall under our covered patio. So now I'm going to cut a 45-degree angle off the corners of the top of the leg so that when the leg is in place and it pivots, those corners won't hit the deck when it folds up. So I've got my two little helpers here, and we are going to drill pocket holes, and that's how we're going to attach the frame to the deck. And this is 3 years ago, so they're a lot smaller, but they were still a great help. So yeah, we've had these cornhole boards ready to be played with, but just sitting in the garage for 3 years until recently I decided I need to paint these and we need to play with them. So to cut the hole in cornhole, I lined up my decks and clamped them together, found my center mark, and I'm going to be cutting out the hole with a 6-inch hole saw. This actually worked really well to be able to cut through both boards at the same time. Now that I have the hole cut, I'm going to assemble all the boards to the deck. I've got the two sides and the top and bottom. I'm going to pocket hole screw those to the deck, but I'm going to put a little bit of glue underneath it just for a stronger bond. We're going to be playing with these outside, moving them around a lot, so I just want them to hold up over time. So after you get done with the first one, move on to the second one and get them all assembled. Next, I'm going to place where the legs are going to be and drill the hole to connect them to the frame. So I'm going to place the angled side of the leg on the back of the deck, and I'm going to mark a line, and that way I know where I'm going to drill my hole. I'm going to drill a hole through the leg into the side, and this will give me the placement of where the bolt needs to go to hold the leg to the frame. And then I'm going to do that on the other side as well. This time I drilled the hole through the outside so it wouldn't rip the wood on the outside of the plywood. So I'm using a 1/4 inch carriage bolt that's 1 3/4 inch long with a 1/4 inch locking nut.
We're setting it up and trying it, and later today we're going to paint it. It just has to be sanded.
Little did she know it was going to take 3 years to get to the point where we could paint it. So the top of the board, when the legs are set up, should be about 12 inches off the ground.
See you later, alligator! You're not really alligators. So all we need to do is we got to sand it. That's one more little touch.
So we went through, we sanded the surface, we sanded the edges to make sure they weren't really sharp, and then we sanded inside of the hole. Now that it's all assembled and it's 3 years later, we decided to go with these designs right here. I put them in Photoshop and I matched them with the size of the cornhole boards, and now we're going to draw that onto the cornhole boards and paint them. So I'm going to show them this technique that I learned in school, where I'm going to take this and I'm going to draw a grid across this way and this way. Maybe I'll do every 6 inches and see how that goes. So we can transfer that drawing onto the cornhole boards. Yay, Star Wars!
I don't get how we're gonna do this. I don't either.
Are you confused?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So we're just using acrylic paint. I'm just having them practice.
The black works.
And I'm gonna draw this out so it's like a paint by number. All right, so we decided to use some kite string, tape it to the edges, and create our grid. Now I'm gonna go ahead and draw on the design.
Because it's easier.
Yes, because it's easier.
Where's the tape?
So I'm gonna start drawing the lines on the cornhole boards from the grid that I have on my smaller piece of paper. And it might take a while, but I'm just gonna time lapse that and you can enjoy the show. So while I was drawing BB-8, I had my girls set up the grid for R2-D2. Okay, I've got one drawn up. Got BB-8. It's kind of hard to tell because I drew them on really light. Make sure I get the lines where I want it.
But we're gonna paint it now.
Yep, we're gonna start painting. So we're gonna take off all of the tape and the strings, and then fix up any lines that we need to fix up, and then start painting. So I had the girls start with the orange of BB-8. We ended up watering down the acrylic paint a little bit, about 25% water. We noticed that it just brushed on a lot better when it was watered down. So with Star Wars opening at Disneyland, I'm excited to go, but I think I'm gonna wait till the crowds die down a little bit. Are any of you going? Let us know in the comments. Tell us how it is. So once I had all the orange spaces filled out, I had them start filling out all the white spaces. I wasn't too worried about the edges. So when they were painting, it was kind of like roughing it in. And then I went back later on and I tightened up the edges and make sure the lines were nice and crisp. This is such a fun project though, because we were all able to participate in it. And the girls just, they love painting. So I was happy to have them help me out with this project. I ended up putting another layer of paint on top of the paint that they put down, just to give it a nice vibrant color. Once we had all the areas of BB-8 painted out, I went to R2-D2 and started painting the white areas and the gray areas. After the white was done on R2-D2, I decided to let that dry and went back to BB-8 and started to define the lines around the edges between the white and the orange and the white and the gray. Then I went back to R2-D2 and started filling out some more of the gray. I decided to lighten up the gray. It seemed a little too dark. So over the top of that gray, I mixed a little bit of white into it. I liked it a lot better. Then I started to paint in all the royal blue sections. Now I'm starting to add the details. I'm just taking some of the gray with a small paintbrush. I decided to kind of do it sketchy looking because it was really hard to keep a straight line with the brush. I really like how it turned out. R2-D2 ended up having a lot more detail and it took a little bit more time, but I think it looks pretty sweet. Black was the next color that I added. I wanted to outline the droids and then touch up a little bit more detail around the royal blue and on top of the grays. So to protect my masterpiece, I ended up putting on about 3 coats of poly. It will protect the wood and the paint. I sanded a little bit in between the first and second coat just because the wood grain rises up. You just got to knock that down a little bit, and then after the third coat it was nice and smooth, ready for play. I also put 3 coats over the legs and the bottom edges of the boards. The next day after it was all dry, I attached the legs so we can start playing Star Wars Cornhole. So I went to the store and I picked up some bean bags, and they're actually really nice. They're cornhole bean bags. I'm going to leave a link in the description below where you can purchase those for your cornhole game. Actually, this is the smooth side. This is the sticky side. See if I can get it. Oh, I missed. So be sure to subscribe to our channel for more great DIY projects. And click here so you can get detailed building plans so you can build your own.
Click here to watch our Yardie video.
Nice.
Good.
See you in the next video.